Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is October 25th, 2025, and the top cryptocurrency news is as follows. We usually start our episode with the spot Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF. For the spot Bitcoin ETF, on October 23rd, we had a total of plus $20 million, while on October 24th, we had plus $90 million in inflows. For the spot Ethereum ETF, on October 23rd, we are at $127 million. On October 24th, BlackRock had outflows of $101 million, while everyone else did nothing. The day closed at negative $93 million. From ETFs, we will go to a giant and go to JPMorgan, which, according to rumors, wants to allow its clients to borrow against Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's something we knew would happen, and JPMorgan is probably the first giant to do so. While Fidelity, another giant, has already added Solana to its services and introduced Solana trading on its platform. This essentially makes Solana available to both institutional and retail investors for trading, expanding its services. Very good news for Solana, as you can imagine. Since we're talking about companies, we'll now go to YouTube's rival, Rumble, which has partnered with Tether to add Bitcoin tipping. Simply put, just like on YouTube where you can donate, say, 5 euros, on Rumble now, instead of donating 5 euros, you can donate 0.000 something in Bitcoin to your favorite creator. Moving on, we'll move on to an exchange for today, Crypto.com, which is following in the footsteps of Circle, Stripe, and Coinbase, and has filed for national banking, aiming to become more than just an exchange. That's why its token saw a surge in price yesterday. Let's note one important detail. It hasn't been licensed yet. It's only filed an application, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with this exchange. And moving on to our coins, we'll move on to Ripple, which has completed a new acquisition. Ripple has completed the purchase of prime broker Hidden Road and renamed it Ripple Prime. Now, we'll try to explain in very simple terms what this new Ripple service is. Imagine that as an investor, you want to buy a coin. You need to start looking for the best exchange to buy it from, the one with the best price, the best betting options, or other services like the to borrow in that currency, lend, or provide liquidity on a DeFi platform. The same goes for Ripple Prime, but for institutional investors. Instead of investors looking for all these things on their own, they can turn to Ripple Prime, which finds the most suitable solutions for each client. Of course, I repeat, this is for institutional investors. This is Ripple's new service, and everything will be based on XRP. Latest news, we will go to the airdrop and we will go to Polymarket, which assured us that it will have an airdrop and its own currency. Let's start by saying that Polymarket is the largest prediction market we have in the cryptocurrency space, and the company's CMO said that a token and an airdrop in the prediction market are officially coming. However, when and how exactly we don't know yet. What we do know is that Polymarket is focused on relaunching its services in America because it was closed in 2022 through CFTC regulation. Now, with Trump being more friendly towards cryptocurrencies, they want to slowly return to America, and once they do that, they will start working on the launch of their currency. Since we are talking about airdrops, it's time to go to our favorite cryptocurrency market, with the price at $111,000. Price is strong, and we also got a number that we shouldn't have had under normal market conditions. Basically, as I told you in the last episode of Crypto News, the core CPI that we were expecting wasn't supposed to come out as planned because the US government is shut down, which continues to affect the data. According to this particular tool, the number came out that way because of a social security issue, so this number was released because it's very important. The best part is that the number came out much better than expected. The previous one was 3.1%, the forecast was 3.1%, and in the end, the CPI came out at 3%. This shows us that the population is falling, which is what the Fed wants. In other words, in 4 days, we know we're going to have a rate cut. What we are waiting for now is a statement from the Fed about its next steps, because it has already promised us another rate cut, and, of course, we are waiting for when it will happen. I will start by talking about Bitcoin and its dominance. Let me tell you that the market is still scared because according to CoinGecko, Bitcoin's dominance is at 58%. With such high dominance, the alt season looks pretty bleak. What has scared the markets, as you know, are the new threats from Mr. Trump regarding a commitment to China. What we already know from Crypto News is that the US president will meet for the second time with Mr. Xi Jinping, the president of China, next week, something that has now been confirmed by the White House. Of course, the hot topic of discussion will be tariffs, and depending on how this develops, it will also determine how the market reacts. Maybe Bitcoin's dominance will decrease, which would be a positive sign, meaning we will be closer to the alt season, because with such high dominance, the alt season is very weak right now. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is October 25th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone, and have a good day.